one of the most important skills you've got to learn in order for you to evolve into the better self that you desire to be is what I like to call identity shifting. So most of you, or most of us, try to change the experiences that we have. We try to change our life and what we have without having to address who we are. So who we are will determine what we actually get to experience in our realities and in our life. So let me explain to you how this actually works. Now, in order for this point of identity shifting to be driven home, you've got to understand what I call the three planes of existence. So our life here on earth is experienced in the three planes of existence, namely the spiritual plane, the mental plane, and the physical plane. But most of us are familiar with the physical plane because it is the plane that is detected by our five physical senses. In other words, the physical plane is the material world. It is the realm of the physical, the seen, okay? But we have the mental and the spiritual, and these are the planes of the unseen. Many spiritual texts, even the Bible, quotes the fact that we wrestle not upon flesh and blood, but according to spiritual forces of darkness of this realm. So this means that we have spiritual forces, we have things which we cannot see, and these things which we cannot see are what end up being manifested in the physical world. So if you would wish to understand what is causing for the manifestation of your problems or your unwanted things on the physical world, you need to learn to address the underlying cause. And the cause of the manifested is the mental and spiritual planes. So when you learn how to address the mental and spiritual planes, you can now solve the problems on the physical plane. So this is where identity now comes in. Now your identity is an image of who you think you are. And this identity of yours is created based on your childhood upbringing and your conditioned or your societal and cultural conditioning. So based on how you grew up and what you are taught by society, this brings up an identity. And this identity is a kind of a false image because it is not who you are. This identity keeps you at a box, and this identity is some of the beliefs that you have, it is some of the thoughts that you have, it is the sum of the emotions that you have. So your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions, and to be precise, emotional convictions, these are what constitute of your identity. So if you believe you can achieve so and so, then that is the confines that you place yourself. So in order for you to be who you want to be, then you've got to shift your identity. You've got to change that identity. You've got to analyze what you believe to be true. You've got to analyze your thoughts. You've got to analyze your emotions. And once you know your current identity, then you will know why you experience what you experience. So that is the first step. So these are two questions you need to have clear answers of. And the first question is, what do you believe to be true about yourself? See, your relationship to yourself is very crucial because how you see yourself is how other people will pick up those cues and they will treat you based on how you see yourself. So other people out here are only reacting to you based on the mask that you are wearing when you are with them, because the way you react when you are them is simply a reflection of what you believe to be true about yourself. So think to yourself, what do you believe to be true about yourself? Do you have some self-limiting beliefs such as I can't, I am ugly, I am not confident, I have low self-esteem, etc. and etc. So analyze some things which you believe to be true about yourself. That is the first point. Then the next point, you need to analyze what you believe to be true about the world. You see, we have two kinds of relationship. Our relationship to ourselves and our relationship to the outer world. And guess what? Our relationship to ourselves is simply what gets reflected onto the outer world. So when you know what you believe to be true about the world, maybe you believe the world is a place of suffering, it's a place of darkness, it's a place of scarcity. All these are beliefs, and no matter what you believe to be true, it might not necessarily be true, but simply because you believe it to be true, your mind, your brain will automatically look for proof of those beliefs being true. So no matter what you believe, you will always find proof of what you believe. That is how powerful your brain actually is. And if it is this powerful, then you can also use that power to your advantage. So when you know what you believe to be true about yourself and what you don't believe to be true about yourself, then what you can do is now construct a new identity. And this new identity would have new set of beliefs. This new identity will have a way they look at life, and this new identity will have a way that they will think about. Yeah, this new identity will have a way of how they act, because when you shift to identity, what you normally shift is how you think, how you feel, and how you act. When you change how you feel, how you think, and how you act, you are now working on doing what? Changing your personal reality or personality. And when you change your personality, which is how you think, how you feel, and how you act, then your personality changes your personal reality. And that is what you want to do. So you are now going to crave or carve out a new identity that you'd like to perceive and embody. And in order for you to do this successfully, you need to know what you want to be and who you want to be. So when you know who you want to be, the question is, if I were $1 million earning Hazari, how would he move? How would he think? How would he act? And this would be your guideline on carving out this new identity. And it is better that you put that new identity into writing. You write down how this new identity of yours is going to move about. And once you do that, then the next step follows, which is what I like to call the programming of the mind. So you have this new identity written down, but then the work is to program the subconscious to believe that this is who you are. So how do you do that? This is where the art or the use of confirmation affirmation now comes in hand. So confirmation affirmation is simply whereby you carve out an affirmation. So for example, I could say that I am confident. That is an affirmation. But simply saying you are confident, the mind can come and counteract that move, and the mind could say that you are not really confident, because if you were confident, you would have done so and so. So when you give out an affirmation, the mind will look proof for it, and if the mind cannot find a proof of it, or it finds a negative reinforcing belief, it will counteract that affirmation, and that affirmation won't be as effective as you would want it to be. So this is what you do instead. You carve out an affirmation and then you confirm it. How do you confirm it? You now make a conscious effort of looking for proof of this affirmation. So if you say, I am confident, then the confirmation will be, I am confident because I approached a stranger and greeted them. I am confident because I gave out a public speech. I am confident because X and X. Okay? So you can carve out as many affirmations as you want, but do not forget to add the confirmation to those affirmations. So the more you affirm and confirm, the more you're now craving and carving this identity onto your system. And it will come a time whereby you won't need those affirmations, because now you will be acting in accordance with this identity that you've now carved out. And then once you are acting, thinking, and feeling in accordance with this identity, then the outer world begins now to reflect what you've been working on within you. And that is how you have now learned the alchemy, the power of transcendence. And if you've enjoyed this kind of clip and you'd love to have more of these kinds of videos, please tell me in the comment section if you'd love more of identity shifting kind of videos. And if you would wish to work one-on-one with me in our self-mastery coaching sessions, please message me on the description. There is my email account and there is my WhatsApp number on the description of this video. Check them out if you wish to enroll. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay awakened.